If you haven't noticed or is new to our podcast, we grown. These stories are mostly R-rated. We talk very X-rated sometimes, so please be 18 or older to listen.
These stories are also retold by us in our own lingo, so they are not word for word. They might be a little out of order, but it's the gist of the story. If you go and look at it, it might be different, but we're telling it how we tell it.
Uh-huh.
Because reading is what? Fundamental.
Well, I thought that's when they had the conversation about the lagoon.
I think they did.
Some way the lagoon conversation came up, and he said he do not fool with the lagoon. They got a mutual understanding that they just don't fool with each other. And he could, she just kind of accepted that because she know he couldn't really explain why, because he still don't remember how he got there, like why he is like if he even had a mother, they don't know.
I really
Or
hope they get
he might
into
be a
that story.
god.
I really hope they get into that because I want to know.
Girl, it's so much to uncover. So much. I really hope at least that I hope it's not the final part. Maybe she'll continue to write after that, even though she said it was the final.
Or maybe it's a thicker book because I haven't seen the fourth book, but from what it looked like it wasn't, but maybe it's a thicker book.
I thought you said you're saying it.
No, I saw it online, but like, it's kind of hard to tell.
Gotcha.
All the other ones I've seen in person because I've held them, but the other ones haven't. That fourth one wasn't out yet at the time, so it looked.
Oh, gotcha.
It did look.
Oh, I'm crossing my fingers, hoping that they give us a good thick one with. She give us a good quick one. Everything we want to know because so much more.
Right.
You know how we be into the stories? It's like we still want to know more.
Yeah. Don't let me make it up. Cause I will. I sure will.
You have a whole nother series,
girl.
Can you do that? Like if an author in the series,
no,
you just pick it up and keep going with it. Like maybe you change the title.
I mean, you would have to.
They can't have the same.
You would have to change almost everything because I don't know how that works copyright wise, but I feel like you would have to change everything because if not, that's stealing.
That's not stealing. That's stealing the concept and the idea. That's not taking the story and putting it in your story. Huh?
I said, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
I don't know how any of that worked, girl.
But I just wanted to know.
Yeah, so
back to the
story. They're out there at the beach, and then the homegirl's like, "Yeah, we didn't get to eat breakfast, so I'm like really hungry." So Pan's like, "Let's go into town. We'll go into town. We'll get some things. We'll get some we'll do some shopping. We'll get some food." So they go to Darlington Port. Is it Darlington Town Port? It's something.
Port. You're right. Darlington Port.
So they get to Darlington Port. Everybody's like, "Oh shit, Pan's back. They can sense his power, whatever." He goes into a shop, a shoemaker, and he's like, "Hey bro, we need some shoes." Homegirl's like, "These are so cute." And the wolf's like, "Get you some shoes you can run in, girl, because you gonna need to run at some point." So she ends up getting some shoes, gets some socks. He doesn't want to take any money from her. But this is what's so weird to me, and I wonder what he felt. She held him on the shoulder when she was telling him to take it, and something happened. But they didn't really explain what that was.
Right, because he just like felt it or something, like felt the energy or something.
Yeah. So they
because how it's written, he like opened his eyes wide and looked at her like.
Right, like, okay, this is like a queen or something like that. Like they were all really, the people were like, oh, okay.
But how the regular people know that, but not the people that got the power.
Girl. I'm like, so everybody else want to be stupid today. And all the town people.
And I was like, so y'all just don't see this over here.
Right. It was too close to it. They couldn't see. But
oh my god.
So they get done with the shoemaker and then they go to get some food. So This is really random, but it's kind of funny. So the town is called Darlington Port. Okay, the server that serves them is Darlena. That
honey.
whole little town is dedicated to the Darling women and their whole clan of bad bitches, because all of them were some bad bitches apparently.
Which that goes to now. It's another thing I want to know is why she is so prominent in the story that a whole town is named after her.
That has something to do with Wendy. Wendy had something.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Wendy was on something apparently, because
like, how she even get to Never Never Land? Because it's not how we know.
Wait, yeah, that's a good point, because the only reason that he was taking the Darling women before was because of her and the memories and trying to find a shadow. But how she get there in the first place? You're right.
Unless she came with Hook.
Oh, I didn't think about
Which
that.
it don't say she came with Hook, but they both from like
the regular
this realm.
Yeah, that's true.
Regular realm. So how she even get there? Because in the story it says that Hook was trying to go to the Bahamas.
I think so.
And he was in like a loophole or something. Lukewarm or something. However you say it.
Huh. That's interesting. And
like he just got into a whole nother realm.
Oh, that just made me think of Pirates of the Caribbean. So you remember in them, I don't know how many of them you've seen or how many times you watched them, but in one of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, they are on the ship and they have to flip the ship over to get to another like realm, and so the ship flips over. They're in one area at one point, they flip over, and then the boat's upside down and the water is at the top, at the bottom, and the air is at the something like that, and it switches, but then they get back to the regular realm. And I'm wondering if that's how it happened, because that's what made me think of it. I'm like, when you said that, I was like, I wonder if that's... Anyway, we're making up stuff that hasn't even been said.
So speculate, okay?
Girl. So this whole town is like built on the Darlings, and Homegirl was like, I thought y'all hated us, and she's like, no, it wasn't you that, or Pan's like, it wasn't you that they hated, I was the villain. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense, I guess. Homegirl gets a burger and some fries. They got a name for everything that's not like a normal name, and she's just
was like
amused.
Ketchup syrup or something.
Yeah, tomato syrup. Yeah. The fries was called matchsticks. A burger was a meat sandwich, which I'm like, that's fair.
And then he said, "Oh, we don't put vegetables. We don't put grass on our
burgers."
Meat.
Yeah,
but burger, whatever.
He's like, y'all got pickles? He's like, yeah, we got some pickles.
I bet that burger was good too.
Girl, what? Because all the food tasted amazing out there. Apparently, the alcohol was fire. The food was fire.
Because they was drinking. They was getting lit.
They was. But
they wasn't getting drunk.
They wasn't getting drunk though. So they in there eating, talking, or whatever, and in walks the Ramaldi family. Pan and Giselle apparently got some history, because Homegirl walked up to him, whispered in his ear. Winnie snatched her up.
Listen.
Go from here, girl.
So Winnie snatched her up and killed that hoe on the spot. She was like, you was not finna come over here and touch on my man like that. I'm sorry. And then it was pretty much over for that. Winnie was start killing, and she basically killed the whole Ramaldi family, the queen, and everything except for the brother. Hoyt was the only one alive.
And Rock tried to stop her, but she was getting consumed by the dark shadow.
Did she try to kill the Rock? Yeah, she tried to kill Rock.
She sure did, girl. She was almost successful. For
real. Like, cause I thought he was dead when I first read that chapter. Like, I thought he was dead after that, but then I was like, nah, this was the beginning.
Yeah, he couldn't have gone out like that.
Yeah,
Not
so.
this early.
that's when Pan started to see the change on her face. And he was like, darling, come on, girl. You didn't kill it. Come on, girl.
You wildin'.
You wildin' out here. We didn't kill who we need to kill. You still killing. So he was like, let's go home. So then they go home, and he kind of carried her home because she like passed out at that point.
Yeah, but he realized then, like, okay, she got something going on. I think he knew at that point, like, she had the death shadow.
Yeah, because her eyes was already black.
Yeah, and then he thought she killed Vane's brother, and he was like, crap, I need Vane and the Darling on both sides. Like, I cannot have one without the other.
Right, because he loved Vane though. He loved them Vane. He loved Vane. And he loved them twins, honey.
Yeah, they.
And it was just then when he started to notice that he loved. I don't think he noticed until like the whole war scene, but
yeah,
he loved them, honey.
Yeah, he did, for sure.
And so he was like, "How am I gonna get Winnie in this house without me talking to Vane right now? Because Vane will kill us if he know that his brother dead." And so Peter tried to hurry up, run upstairs real quick, or fly upstairs real quick. And then he was like, he put her in the bed, and he was like, gonna stay with her. And Vane come upstairs. He was like, "Where you been?" Or where you know? He was. I don't remember if he kind of said, "Well, I talked to you in the morning," or what. I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Well, anyway, something happened when he dismissed Vane, and Vane went on his separate way. And then he was like, I'm going to stay with her all night. Mm-hmm. So he ended up staying there all night with her. And then when she woke up, he was calling her because she was like floating on the darn roof over there. Yeah. And she woke up, she was like, what's going on? And then she was like, why do I keep losing time like this? What is happening to me? And then Patty just explained to her, girl, you got the dark shadow. She was like, you lied. That is not me. That's not what happened. I did not kill all these people. He was like, look at your clothes. You got all that blood.
Right, girl. You covered in blood. What you mean?
You covered in blood. And I was like, you couldn't wash her off like a Korean drama, okay?
Okay, he didn't put a bonnet on her. He didn't change her clothes. He tried our sis.
You can, baby, if you don't remember that, you better put that bonnet on.
Okay. Got our girl out here messed up.
So she was like, "Oh, I can't be doing this, whatever." She ain't really believe it. And then, what happened after that?
So after that, I'm trying to think. They do something. Something is happening.
Isn't that when he told Vane? He told Vane, and Vane was like, how she even get this dark shadow? Where is Cherry? Where's Cherry at?
So he tried to tell him, but then something happened where I don't know if they were like getting ready to fight or something happened that they weren't able to like talk. And in the midst of whatever was going on, she started to change. And that's when they realized that she had the dark shadow. Or that Vane had the dark, and he was like, how long did you know? And he's like, I just found out. And he's like, Winnie? And she's like, I just found out as well, and I still don't believe it. I don't remember what happened, though. Something was going on where it came up, like it was obvious at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Where we at now? I'm sorry, I just got a blank real quick.
So now we're just going to go ahead and skip over to... we're gonna skip over to Rock going to Hook's territory.
Oh yeah, that kind of happened around the same time.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, because after she woke up and stuff, that's when like Rock was waking up.
Oh, facts.
I mean, Rock had got to it was like the same time.
That's true.
So so now we had Captain Hook's like boat or whatever it is. And he hear a knock on his door. At least that's what I'm imagining. So he hear a knock on his door, and he like, who is that? And he was like, when he in the middle of like talking to Schmitty about something, Shmee.
Yeah, he was
about something.
Yeah, he was talking to her.
Yeah, he was talking to her about something. He was like, "Are you expecting a guest?" And she was like, "No." And so he went to the door, and that's when it was none other than the crocodile, his enemy,
his arch nemesis,
enemy, honey. He couldn't stand that man that cut his darn arm off, hand off,
and he was terrified.
Yes, and Hood was like, "What you doing here? You know I can't stand you. I ought to kill you while you here." And he was like, looked at him and smirked and just kind of passed out. And so he was like, "Should I just kill him? Should I just kill him, or what should I do? What should I do?" And Smee was like, "I don't know. I don't know." He was like, "Get him up and put him in the room." And she was like, "What? Why would you do that?" He was like, "I'll get him up. I'll get him up and put him in the room." So he got him up, put him in the room. He was like, he was still trying to wonder why he was there, but then he was like, get him well or whatever, because I don't want to kill him while he like down.
Down, right.
So she was like, "Are you sure?" He was like, "Yeah, do what I said." And she was like, "All right, I got you." So she did, and um, she kind of nursed him back to health, but he was still down when he woke up.
Mm-hmm.
And when Rock woke up, he was talking to Smitty, and he was like, or I keep calling her Smitty, but it's Shmee.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna call her Smitty because that's what I keep saying.
Mm-hmm.
So when he woke up, Smitty was there with him, and he was like talking to him. He was like, talking about. They was just talking about a bunch of different stories. They started talking about Wendy Darling, the great grandma,
Mm-hmm.
and how he had found out the truth, and he was like, "Did you know?" And she didn't say that. He was like, "I knew you knew." For some reason, people must just know that Schmitty to be knowing.
She be knowing all the tea. She has everybody's secrets.
Yeah, and see, she could travel really well in different areas.
But you know what? Now that we're talking about it, I think Hook knew because her and him, Shmi and Hook were having a conversation. That's when she was talking about the great.
Yeah, I thought that was after because that was after.
Oh, that
because,
was after. You're right. Sorry.
Yeah, that was after because he was like, Rock was like, "I knew you knew." Or whatever, and then he was like, he started saying, he was like, "Yeah, they said she was pregnant. You know about that?" And she started telling him that, yeah, she was pregnant. She went and got the baby and took the baby to
the regular
they
realm.
like the regular realm. And why? I don't know. We still don't know like the reason why she even there. So like we don't know what war or whatever is going on. Because remember, y'all, that she wanted Rock to come back and get her now.
Mm-hmm.
So he was trying to find out all the information he could from her, and he was like, "This Hook though," and she didn't say that. He was like, "Yeah, he don't know." Or whatever. So then after that, after Hook found out that he was awake, he came in there and he was talking to him, and he wanted to kill him bad. He wanted to kill him bad now.
Definitely did.
But then Rock started telling him why he was there with the Ramadi family and what happened with Peter and Winnie and all this stuff, and then they just decided to kind of work together.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he didn't want to. He didn't
really
want to bad. He wanted to kill.
Yeah.
He wanted to kill him. But he was like, "I'm going to see what this is about because I want to know why they looking for that shadow so much. And I want to know why all this and that and that." So he was trying to figure out some stuff too. So that's why they was working together. Go ahead, girl.
So they decided to work together. And so he rounds up all his people. Whatever remaining Ramaldi people are left, they're coming through. Tilly and her group are coming down because it's about to be a full-on battle. Full-on battle. So they are somewhere, and is this before? Because I thought they were at the lagoon because Vane got stabbed by Holt, but I thought Holt was already there. But
what happened is while they was having that conversation, Rock told him, "You need to go get your sister and get her like yesterday, like now. You need to go get her now." And he was like, "Shmee, go get my sister."
Right. That's right. Yep.
So Shmee was like, "Okay, I'm going to go get the sister." Meanwhile, girl, Winnie started getting her like memories and thoughts together, and she was like, "Oh, what happened to me? How I get here?" And then she started remembering that it was Cherry.
Mm-hmm. And
and so then
her dark. Sorry to cut you off. Her dark shadow
go
ain't
ahead.
shit. I just wanted to include that. Go ahead, girl.
Why you say that?
Because she was like the human part of her was like, I don't want to like throw Cherry under the bus because I know they're gonna feel some type of way. She's like, she felt bad because she took this girl's
She
man.
did.
You know what I mean? But that shadow was
Yeah.
like, forget her. You want them to worship you. Tell them that it was her that did it, and she did. She was like, it was Cherry.
Right.
That's all it took.
Yeah, and so then Vane, like once he heard that, he flew off the bed. He went and got Cherry. And Cherry was like, "Oh, I didn't mean to. Oh, I didn't mean how you didn't mean to, girl. That's exactly what you wanted to do. You really want her dead."
Right. It just didn't work out that way.
Right. So, and which a lot of that Weenie, she really felt like some way about her because she didn't kill her. And Weenie, by the end of this story, Weenie was a ruthless killer.
Yeah.
She didn't get where her shadow was, really.
Yeah, she had bodies on her and didn't even realize.
Right. So, in some way, she was able to not kill her.
Yeah, I'm curious to know what's in their blood.
She was like, Weenie, y'all know she desperate. She love Vane, honey. She love her some Vane.
Mm-hmm.
And Vane was like, she was like, what can I do? This is Cherry now. What can I do? What can I do? I'll do anything you need me to do. Anything. And he was like, run, Cherry, run.
Girl.
And so when he said run, he already knew his shadow was going to take over. He was going to do whatever he needed to do. So Vane started running after her. And so when he almost caught up to her, here comes Smee with that knife, stabbed her right up in the chest. Girl, I imagine her flying in the air.
I did too. I was like, dang. And it was something that was like magic too, because it really hurt him.
Yeah. I mean, and she was like turning it and everything in his chest.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I wanted to see. That's an unsolved mystery too. How she do that to the dark one, because they was like the dark one can die.
Right.
This ain't never happened before.
Right. Like it was something magical. Like whatever they had was something magical, because Homegirl was of the arts girl.
Right.
So
as Smee did that, she told Cherry, run, and Cherry still was like, no, don't hurt him, I love him.
Girl, I'm like, he was gonna kill you.
Right, and Smee like, bitch, you better run. They're trying to kill.
That's right.
Hurry up.
Girl, you're a tripping. That dick is not that good. Exactly. Come on.
Anyway, although I did see Instagram today, and this girl was like, his dick is great. That's why y'all ain't like, y'all want to know why I'm crying, because his dick was good.
Saw that today.
I was like, homegirl is digmatized.
Digmatized.
That was Cherry. Digmatized.
Damn. Down bad.
So, Cherry ran, Smitty ran with her. And as that is happening, they are able to see from the treehouse what's happening. Mm-hmm. So they ran down there, got Vane, and they like trying to figure out how to save this man, how to save him. And then they figured out, let's put him in the lagoon.
Mm-hmm.
Peter was like, nah, dog, that ain't a good idea.
Yeah.
That ain't a good idea. And they was like, why? The lagoon love him. Put him in there anyway. So they put him in there, and Winnie put him in there because she was like, the lagoon like me. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to put him in there. So she put him in there. And go ahead, D.
So one of the things that was a little bit worrisome for Pan about the lagoon is the fact that Badger came back, because they were like, this is our dog from when we was a kid. The story of that was that the parents killed the dog and threw him in the lagoon. But that
was Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell just did her.
Yeah,
because Tinkerbell was real ruthless and mean and stuff. And them kids, they were kids sleeping with this wolf every night. Mm-hmm. And she was like, y'all princes, why y'all sleeping outside with this dog or whatever? Mm-hmm. Or not the dog, with the wolf. And one day when they was sleeping outside, they just woke up and the dog was gone. And they was like, where'd he go? And they was like, Tinkerbell was like, "Oh, he ran away."
Knowing good and well she done threw that dog into the lagoon. But
Right, they went it. I'm
okay,
sorry.
no,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead, go ahead.
No, I was just saying they went to go look for him, and that's when they first met Peter Pan.
Right. So the thing that makes this the reason why I'm even bringing this up is because the lagoon has now brought somebody back or something back, which is the dog. So Pan noticed, like, if that's Badger, then that means that the lagoon is taking something, but it's also bringing things back to life.
Back.
And he's like, I don't know how I feel about that, but we'll figure that out for a different time. Keep that in your mind. We gonna bring that up in like 2 minutes.
So it ended up that's when they met Peter Pan, and Peter Pan was like, "Your mama threw that dog in the lagoon. The dog dead. It's not a dog, y'all. A wolf. I'm sorry." So the wolf, they looked down and they seen the wolf in the lagoon. That's when they knew that stuff could come back alive. And so that's why they put Vane in the water. But that's when they put Vane in the water. But I don't think the water was not doing well with him for some reason. It was not healing him. And so then the story flashed over to Hope. And did he find Rock? Because Rock ended up leaving, didn't he?
Rock ended up leaving later on, but Rock was leaving with Hook and them. Holt was with he kind of met up with them later, but Holt ended up showing up at the lagoon. Yeah,
I thought that's when it all went down.
It did. Yeah, it did.
Yeah, they met some way. Somehow all of them met together.
Yeah, everybody showed up at the lagoon.
Right, because like Peter Pan was like saying, "Oh, y'all, something about to go down. We need to like," and right before they could like make a decision on what they were really gonna do, that's when everybody popped out on them.
Because I think it was Winnie that could hear the heartbeats.
That's right.
Yeah, she heard multiple heartbeats and was like, "That's weird. There's like a lot of heartbeats." And I thought initially when they said that it was from the lagoon. I didn't realize that it was from the outside of the lagoon. All the people coming to attack them.
Right. So then after that, they all attacked them, and the first, like, because the wars kind of broke down a little bit in like different parts, and so this is the part where like Vane, like Winnie was getting Vane out of the water, and that's when Holt was like, "Oh, we need this dark shadow to give us our dark shadow," and they got into it, and then they was like gonna kill Winnie, which I don't understand why. What happened was the dark shadow that was in Weenie was like, "Bitch, this is not our battle.
This is not our battle. Fighting. I don't want to do anything.
Yeah, we're not fighting this battle." She was like, "You gonna help me, Shadow? You gonna help me?" And she was like, "Nah, I'm not. This is not my battle. That's his battle. He the other dark shadow. Ain't got nothing to do with me." And so Hoy on the other hand was just like get his like little magical shell. He was like trying to kill Weenie, and that's when Vane was like, "Nah, don't kill her. You can have the shadow or whatever." So he gave him the shadow. The shadow went into that little magical shell, and then Holt was like, "Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna kill you anyway," and still try to kill him. And so when he like kind of pushed him over the cliff, Winnie like grabbed him real quick or whatever. And the shadow was still talking junk, y'all.
Still talking junk the entire time. And she was like, "Listen here, if you want to be fully on me, you're going to have to be with this man too. So what it's going to be, because we're not doing this back and forth."
Right.
That mess was crazy. That was a little bit of comedy I enjoyed. I don't know if it was meant to be funny, but it was funny to me.
Right. Well, go ahead, Nick.
So yeah, Winnie did something, and they ended up shoving Holt off the cliff. Meanwhile, everybody is battling their asses off by the lagoon. Everybody's going in, but now Rock has shown up to the party, and he lost his clock, so he don't know what time it is, but he do know it's about to be killing time. So Homeboy starts wreaking havoc on everybody in sight because his time has ran out, so he's just attacking. He's attacking fairies. He's attacking everybody. Everything is happening. So they have this long battle. I'm not gonna really like go that much into detail about it.
Yeah, but it's a whole battle.
Yeah, it's a big long battle. It's crazy. Everything goes down. They like are successful, and that's kind of that. as far as that.
And then Tilly come popping up out of nowhere, honey. She was like trying to do something, but really couldn't do nothing either.
Right. I was like, girl, go sit down. This is, you weren't
Right.
ready for this.
Right, because at the same time she was trying to battle her brothers.
Yeah, which was crazy in itself.
Right, but her brothers had her in like, what is it called? Like I don't know if y'all remember us talking about them. Like they can put you in like a, what's it called? What's the word for it?
Oh, they had the wow, I just had it on the tip of my tongue. An illusion.
Illusion, yeah. So they had her in the illusion this time, and like that's how they trapped her, or whatever. So then when she looked down, because they was up in the sky, and she looked down and she seen Rock was just devouring people.
Yeah, he was terrorizing.
I don't even know where Hook was even at this point. I have no idea where Hook was at.
Yeah, I don't know where he was at either.
It don't really mention where he was at.
He wasn't fighting, apparently.
He wasn't doing something good, okay. So then after that, Tilly seen that he was devouring all her man, because when he devoured men, he just devoured whoever's in the line, honey.
Yep.
It don't matter whose side you on. When he turned, whoever's in his way, that's who he devoured.
Yep.
So she looked down and see that he was devouring all her men, and she was like, "Everybody get back!"
Retreat. We wasn't ready for this. I'm sorry we were even here. My bad. We're just gonna see ourselves out.
Right. So all the Fae were treated or whatever, and then that's when like the war was pretty much kind of over. The Rock had feel himself so bad that he was kind of just passed out there.
Yeah, he was full as a tit.
Peter Pan had to tell Darling to chill out again. He was like, the one guy, chill. Everybody else is for us, okay? So she came back to her little senses, and he looked back and he seen that, wait a minute, what's going on with y'all two? Why do you still have your, you know what we missed?
Yeah, I forgot to talk about the
part
splitting.
where Peter Pan, the what?
Oh, what were you going to say?
The part where Peter Pan fell in the lagoon.
Oh, that's right. Dang, we missed that part.
So at some point during the war, y'all, Peter Pan fell in the lagoon. Now, y'all know him in the lagoon, don't get away. Get along. So as soon as he fell in that lagoon, the lagoon just like pulled him down. He couldn't get up. Now, which said in the story, I may be immortal, but I still need to breathe. I don't get it. But okay.
Because he's not like an immortal like mermaid or nothing like that. He's an immortal person that still requires air.
Okay, so but when he quit breathing, then what?
He just quit breathing. He not gonna die, but he gonna be uncomfortable for a little bit.
He gonna probably pass out or something.
Yeah, he might pass out a little bit, be a little weak. I don't know, but he's not gonna die.
Okay. The lagoon had to be really strong to pull Peter Pan down like that. They had that shadow. So anyway, the lagoon.
Sorry, the other part I was gonna say that we forgot was that at a point, or is this after the battle, where she splits the shadow? Is that after the battle or before? No,
the shadow splits when the shadow splits. Remember when he was when she said, if you want me, you take all of me and him.
Yep. My bad. I forgot we already talked about that.
Oh, you good, girl. So Peter Pan go down in the lagoon. He cussing at the lagoon. He's like, what the hell if you want? Like, he was talking junk. And the lagoon was like, you cannot have dark and light. It just kept saying that. And then it finally just let him go. And so he went back up. And when he came back up, that's when he see the Darling and Vane. And he was like, Vane healed? What the world? What's going on? Right. And then he seen Vane with the white hair. So then he was like, wait, I know I seen like the shadow coming out. So how he got the shadow still? And then he seen that, which I don't know really how he even knew this, but he could see, or I guess he could feel that the shadow was split between the both of them.
Yeah, because I think their energy was the same. Like he could feel their energies vibing off of his life shadow. So I think that's it, because it wasn't. Yeah, I think that's what happened with that. That's interesting in itself.
Right. So then, he was like, after he had came back, he had pretty much missed the whole war down there
Oh,
in that
right.
lagoon.
He was in there for a
So,
minute.
so then, when he came back up, they all got back together. The clique, which is, Peter Pan, Bash, Kane, uh, Winnie, and
Cass?
Vane.
Vane.
Yeah. So they all was together and they was like just talking, and then Vane seen his brother. He was like, "Oh, y'all let him do this, that. Y'all did How y'all let the man get like this?" Like, and then he like drug him over, and he seen Hook looking scared over there. But Hook, look, don't get it twisted. Hook was still talking junk, okay?
Didn't do nothing the entire. I don't think he picked up not a weapon, but homeboy, that mouth was working.
Right. So Vane threw his brother at him. He was like, "Yeah, you gonna take him," and he was like, "I ain't taking him." And then Peter Pan was like, "You gonna take him today, and you better not come back over here. You need to go ahead and go on where you at. Don't come back over here at Neverland." He was like, "I better not catch you back over here." So he was like, "Dang, I gotta take this mug, dang." And so he got him up, and he walking with him off the beach. I guess that in my mind they was on the beach and they was walking off the beach, and that was pretty much the end of that. And I think, they went back to the house. Smee and Cherry seen them. They kind of explained what happened. She was like, but Smee was like, "But why you still got the crocodile?" And he was like, he explained to him why or whatever, and then he told him, he wanted to take a different path. Like he wanted to go to a different path, another way of life. And that's what Smee was like, "I gotta tell you something." And then that's when Smee started telling him the story about how the girl was pregnant. She took the baby and all this other stuff, which I still don't know why she took the baby, how she even know to take the baby.
I maybe just to keep it safe. I'm not really sure, because you don't really hear about like children in Neverland,
right?
So maybe they just had.
But how did she even know to do that?
I don't know. Schmitty knows all. Homegirl is
For
a
real,
goddess.
though.
She knows everything.
For real though.
Smee's telling Hook about all the stuff that happened with Wendy, and is like, "Yeah, she had a child. I took the child back, blah, blah, blah." And he's just sitting there kind of like trying to connect the dots. And then she's like, "How does it feel to know that your great one of the however many greats granddaughter is on the other side of the island?" And he was just like, "What?" So she didn't want to tell him to begin with, because she knew that he really cared about that girl and he would be searching high and low for her no matter what it did. And so that's one of the reasons why she held off on saying anything from jump.
Yeah, and she thought that the baby would be better off where it's at. Like, this is not a place for a child. So she had a little soft spot for her.
For sure.
And so that was kind of like the end of that. Like, I think basically Hook was like, I think Hook trying to set off the final girl. Or either the baby. Or find out what happened. I don't know. He going somewhere.
It'll be interesting.
In the fourth book.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see like where that heads. But so then it pans back to the treehouse, and they're all like resting because they've just had a long day of killing. So they're resting, chilling out, whatever, and everybody's sleep in the bed. They're all in the same bed. So the twins, Pan, Vane, and Winnie, all in the bed, and probably the wolf.
Wait.
Right.
That'd be nice.
Girl, that had to be a ginormous. That must have been like a California king size bed.
Girl, that's got to be bigger than a California king. I got a California king.
Oh, okay.
It's got to be bigger than that, all them.
Yeah. So they
all 4 men plus her. That's 5 people. Yeah, that's true. Grown people at that.
Grown people at that. So they all. Yeah, that's true. Grown people at that. So they all. Yeah. 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 So they
Yeah, that had to be one of them T.I. and Toddy type beds.
Heck yeah, that thing had to be huge. But anyway, they're all on the bed, and Pan
Mm.
wakes up immediately. He kind of looks around, and he's looking at them, but then he gets up and he sees like a little shadow kind of in the some part of the house. So he starts to follow the shadow around, and he's kind of looking like, what the heck is this? And he goes into the room, and it's like a little glowing light. And lo and behold, it is
Yes,
Tinkerbell.
honey. Tinkerbell that came back from the dead. Because y'all know why? Because Tilly went and got that throne and threw that mug in that lagoon, and the lagoon brought her back.
Mm-hmm. And that's what Pam was worried about. It takes things, but it also gives life back, and that is where the third book ended.
Right, and instantly, as soon as she came out, she was like, I can't lose again.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that's gonna the
Ooh,
fourth
wait.
book. Ooh, I cannot wait to start reading that. I've been waiting all this time just to start the fourth book, and I've been wanting to read it since March.
Well, now you can read it, girl.
Now I can read it. So I'm not gonna ask you how you feel about it because we still got some more stuff to go. Well, I'll ask you how you felt about this section.
I love every part of this book. It's good and juicy. This
Yeah.
part of the book has so much in it. But still got a lot to go.
Yeah, I think I really liked this book for all the background detail that it had, because I feel like in the first two you're getting to know the characters, you're trying to understand them, relate to them, whatever, and I feel like in this third book you really got to understand, like kind of understand, because there's still a lot of unanswered stuff like you said, but I feel like you got to get a little bit better understanding of why certain things were like they were and how they became to be like they were and all of that. So I think it tied up a lot of the loose ends of the first two books of like why things were like they were, because it goes into the story about like how Cherry even came to be in with the Lost Boy, like all of that. So
yeah, it really did give you a lot in this book in that short amount of time.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, even if the fourth book isn't like super thick, because so much information was provided in this book, I mean, I can imagine that it will be the same with the fourth book. I would hope so, because I really enjoyed this, and I need all that.
There has to be a whole lot then, because them a whole lot of loose ends.
Girl, we have questions that need to be answered.
Yes,
we really
and
do.
answer questions, honey.
Yeah. So, we'll check it out. I can't wait to read it. You guys are more than welcome to read it with us. Yeah.
Y'all stick around. That fourth one gonna be bomb.
Sure is. Tune in everywhere per the usual. You guys can follow us on our social media at What You Read in Pod or podcast at everything that we have, TikTok, Insta, all that. You can do that there. You can still email us at whatyoureadinpodcast@gmail.com. We actually do have a recommendation form that you can fill out. I don't know if you know this, but the last episode that we posted, or maybe the one before that, we were talking about doing recommendations, and we got like 10 that day.
Really?
Yeah.
All BTS.
All BTS.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, you guys can do the recommendation form, and we'll be able to go from there and review your things. So yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.